I have been tweeting for 332 days straight, asking HiRez for two specific skins. These skins are Kepri Gun and Bun Hats. This video is primarily dedicated to Bun Hats, but we'll briefly discuss Kepri Gun when applicable. Kepri Gun is the concept of Kepri, well, wielding a gun, and Bun Hats is the concept of turning Hun Bats into a French chef or baker. On day 336, or August 17th, 2022, we finally got confirmation that the final skin, Bun Hats, is being added to Smite. My name is Black Eye, and in this video, I will tell you the story of how I almost single-handedly convinced HiRez to create a chef skin for Hun Bats. This is the story of Bun Hats. Day 110. Had a dream where we didn't have Bun Hats or Kepri Gun, and I was really sad.
Bun Hats would be a good skin.
Losing first blood,
No.
it hurts.
I don't think Kepri Gun's a good skin either. I think Kepri Gun is in fact a bad skin.
Day 97. Studies show that people that support Kepri Gun and Bun Hats live longer, happier lives.
And you might know me as the guy who single-handedly got Kepri Gun into the game. P.S. Bun Hats is a dumb idea.
Day 256. End my suffering.
You will not get Bun Hats, if I have anything to say about it.
Day 274. So do y'all want Bun Hats because it's such a great skin concept, or because I'll finally shut the fuck up if it's released? Before going any further, I want to say something. I'm sure that the aftermath of the skins dropping, there will be a good chance that people will start mimicking the strategies I use to get the skin in the game. While everyone is entitled to their own opinions, I'd really recommend against this, and this isn't me trying to like steal the spotlight or just, you know, have this be an only Black Eye thing. If I was putting myself in HiRez's shoes, I'm sure the last thing that they want is a bunch of different people all tweeting every single day at them, campaigning for something that they want in the game. I truly believe that this was a one-off experience, and I highly doubt anything similar will ever happen again. But again, you guys do you. Our story begins before Bun Hats was even a concept. Before even talking about the skins, I want to share a quick story. We need to go way back. 3 years actually, to October of 2019. There's an ex-SCL player named Dr. Flick, who only follows 4 people. I was friends with him, and I wanted to be the 5th person. After asking him countless times over voice or over DMs, I resorted to tweeting at him every single day until he followed me. It really didn't garner much traction and was entirely for fun. To be honest, I didn't even think he'd ever follow me. This was more of a test of endurance and determination. It went on for 50 days, then 100 days, then 150 days, and then 200 days. Around this time, I started planning a charity live stream for social justice with the goal of raising $1,000. Throughout this live stream, I had several donation incentives and also forfeits. One of the forfeits was that if I reached my goal of $1,000, I would stop the daily tweets. And we hit that goal within the first hour of the live stream. And in total, I actually raised $5,500 for charity. I stood my ground, held my head up high, then said my humble goodbyes to the daily tweets. I'm telling this story because I believe it left an impact on my small community. I'm pretty sure my following knew at the time that had I not done the charity live stream, I would still be tweeting at him to this day. I'm telling this story because this lays the groundwork for the campaign that I had, leading the charge for trying to get Kepri Gun and Bun Hats into the game. Now let's fast forward to March 3rd of 2020. For those that didn't know, I was a Smite Olympian for 2 years, throughout 2020 and 2021. To keep it simple, the Olympians were a group of 9 players elected by the community to forward feedback about Smite directly to HiRez. Essentially, it was just a Discord server where we regularly talked about the game and had monthly meetings with HiRez employees. I've actually made a very in-depth video about the Olympian Council if you guys would like to check that out. Links in the description. Anyways, on March 3rd, one of the Olympians, Savisaur, pitched the idea to have a Chef Hun Bat skin and call him Bun Hats. I thought this skin was absolutely hilarious, and I jumped on the idea. I don't know why I thought this was funny. I have the sense of humor of a toddler. The other day, I was scrolling through Twitter and heard a soundbite of a red ball bouncing, and I bust out laughing. I don't fucking know, dude. When Savvy pitched the idea, I'm fairly certain he was mainly joking and neither of us thought much would come out of the idea. Bun hats became kind of an inside joke with the Olympians, but a month later, I decided to tweet about it, and it honestly got mostly positive reception given my following at the time. And then months started going by, with the occasional meme tweet here and there about bun hats, but no one was really advocating for it consistently. Then, on January 11th, 2021, something beautiful happened. Savvysaur and I were re-elected to the Olympian Council, and wanted to start 2021 off with a bang. We decided to make a video calling out Ajax and demanded that they add bun hats into Smite. This video started out with a very serious tone, highlighting that there's an issue in Smite that hasn't been addressed yet. An issue that HiRez has been keeping from the entire Smite community. This isn't something I'd normally want to bring to the public, but I think there's an incredibly important piece of information that HiRez has been keeping from the community for too long now. We continued talking about the severity of this issue, and then revealing that it was just bun hats all along. The people demand bun hats. So imagine Hunbats, right?
He's a fucking monkey.
Yeah, he's a fucking monkey.
But he's a chef.
He's a fucking chef monkey.
He got a fucking chef hat.
Yeah, one of those bitches.
And a fucking baguette.
Yeah, a fucking baguette.
So hear me out.
You better fucking hear this man out.
He smacked you. He smacked you with bread.
With bread.
He jump on you.
With bread.
And he smash you.
With bread?
With the bread.
Oh, fuck yeah. We then made a montage talking about how awesome the skin is, and then drew our own concepts of the idea. Neither of us are artists, so we ended the video by asking artists to make concept art for bun hats. This video did extremely well, and got over 500 likes and tons of positive comments. And I'd say that this was the first true spark of interest towards the idea. And asking for concept art worked, because two notable pieces came out of this. One from Hexaline, I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong, and one from Wolfdog Art. Hex's rendition of bun hats was more of a traditional chef/baker attire, and she made this within like a few hours of the video being dropped. Whereas Wolfdog's depiction of bun hats was more of a militaristic vibe. Still had the chef attire and the classic chef hat and baguette, but it was more violent per se. I did really appreciate the fact that they both took two different approaches, as there are many ways to go about these concepts. Wolfdogs did fairly well on both Twitter and Reddit. On Twitter, it got well over 200 likes, and on Reddit, it got over 150 upvotes. I wish I could say that the video and then the concept arts that followed left an impact on HiRez, but I genuinely don't know, and I probably never will. What I can say, though, is that this video definitely left an impact on the Smite community. It wasn't a large impact, but it was definitely an impact nonetheless. Proof of this can be seen by the odd tweets that popped up about bun hats every now and then. It wasn't much, but the fact that people were still tweeting about it months after this video dropped shows that the idea stuck with people. But again, it was far and few, and nobody was really actively and consistently advocating for it. Until I had an idea. This is the start of the era of the daily bun hats tweets. On September 9th, 2021, I would begin an almost 1 year long journey. I decided to tweet every single day advocating for Keprigun and bun hats. This is why I brought up the Dr. Flick tweets. People knew that I had gone over 200 days of doing this, and people knew I could not only do something similar for another 200 days, but also that I could go even longer. I wish I could say I had an in-depth master plan that got bun hats into the game, but I can't, because this was quite literally my only strategy starting out. Beyond just tweeting every single day, I had nothing. But I slowly started to incorporate smaller things into these daily tweets, as well as small things outside of it. Let's go over some examples. A very obvious example that a lot of people have noticed is through my game shows. I host a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire parody as well as a Jeopardy parody that's essentially the same thing except Smite themed. In these shows, I always make sure to include a question about bun hats. It's also worth noting that the majority of people on these game shows are fairly well known, giving me more material for my daily tweets. This segues into my next example. Including well-known members in the community in my daily tweets was a strategy I utilized. One of the best examples is when I DM'd Aggro asking if I could tweet at him the following day. He agreed, and I knew even before he DM'd me that he was going to roast me, but I also knew that it would garner a lot of attention. And holy fuck did it garner a lot of attention. Day 173. Hey Aggro, now that you're a designer, is there any chance you could be the people's designer and design bun hats? 243 likes. Hey, the chance of me helping bun hats happen is equal to the amount of bitches you have. Hope this helps, Ryan. 641 likes. Like I said, I knew I would get roasted, but that's okay. The trade-off was the amount of publicity bun hats as a concept received, even if it wasn't entirely positive. I understand that in general I want to avoid negative attention towards the skin, but thankfully Aggro made it into a joke instead of just straight up shitting on the concept. So if you're watching this, Aggro, you actually did help me get the skin. Thank you. A less extreme example of marketing the skin I'll discuss is as simple as bringing it up whenever I believe it's applicable. For example, one time the Smite Pro Twitter account tweeted that they were going to have a Q&A with SPL mid laners. I responded by asking, do they support bun hats? 57 likes. Another example was when Loki Dad tweeted that he had nothing to grill, so he decided to grill bread. I responded with, hear me out. What if we gave this baguette to a certain Smite god to use as a weapon? I have a specific monkey in mind. A lot of people clowned on me in the comments and said to give it to Sun Wukong, but again, it was still bringing attention towards the concept. Another strategy I used was having certain concepts become a meme. Some of them were intentional, but some weren't. One day I texted my friend Kitten of Doom asking if I could tweet one of the daily Bun Hats tweets on her account, and she agreed. From Kitten of Doom's Twitter, this is Biakai. Kitten has let me use her account to preach Bun Hats to those who might have Biakai muted or blocked. You can't escape Bun Hats. He is inevitable. I didn't intend for this to happen, but a shit ton of people started copying and pasting that tweet from Kitten of Doom and tweeting it on their own accounts. This turned into a copy pasta for a few days. While this one was unintentional, there have been some other ideas and concepts that came out of Bun Hats that I intentionally turned into a meme. An example of this is when Soj King, a Smite Olympian who's mainly known for being really bad at Smite, brought up the idea of Bun Wukong. This is essentially the exact same concept as Bun Hats, but with using Sun Wukong instead of Hun Bats. This was a risky move, but I actually decided to intentionally go along with the joke and even bait myself sometimes. I knew people didn't really want Bun Wukong in the game and that they were doing this solely to fuck with me, but I wanted them to. I wanted them to fuck with me, because once again, it would draw more attention to Bun Hats. And finally, and arguably the best strategy that I've been kind of ignoring until now, that I had for getting Bun Hats into the game, was the inclusion of Khepri Gun into my tweets. A lot of people thought that this was odd, that I was advocating for Khepri Gun as well as Bun Hats, because I had quite literally only tweeted about it one time prior to doing the daily tweets. Before going any further, please keep in mind that I actually wanted Khepri Gun into the game. I genuinely liked the skin concept. That being said, I included Khepri Gun into the daily tweets because I knew that it would ultimately help get Bun Hats into the game. Khepri Gun was objectively a more well-established and arguably more popular skin concept in the community than Bun Hats is. To put it into perspective, the PS4 Olympian Sinfo has been advocating for Khepri Gun for literal years. I'm sure you all know, but the Khepri Gun was eventually added to the game, but prior to this, I had only been doing it for a few months. Since the skin concept was more well-known and well-established, I deduced that Khepri Gun has a higher chance of getting in the game than Bun Hats did. I then also concluded that if I tweeted about Khepri Gun and it was added to the game, then that would in turn garner more support for Bun Hats. This is because people would associate the skin with me, and if people associated the launch of Khepri Gun with my daily tweets, then they'd also believe the same would be done for Bun Hats. And guess what happened? On day 146, HiRez announced that Khepri Gun would be added to Smite. Almost immediately, the timeline started being flooded with tweet after tweet, meme after meme, praising me and HiRez for making the skin. One of my tweets got over 1,000 likes, which is a lot for Smite Twitter. Words cannot describe the aftermath of Khepri Gun's announcement. You simply had to be there. Just imagine that for every 5 tweets you saw, 4 of them were a tweet or a comment about Khepri Gun. It was fucking insane. And I was correct. My plan worked. People associated the skin with me, and support for Bun Hats grew. I want to stop really quick and make a quick note that I do feel a little bit bad that people connected the skin with me when others have been advocating for it much longer. I acknowledged this in a tweet and so did others, but I tried to give credit where credit's due. That being said, I'm not really discrediting myself, nor am I going to make the claim that Keprigun wouldn't have happened without my daily tweets. Like I said earlier, this has been a popular skin concept for a while, and for all I know, they could have been planning this skin even before I started the tweets. I do believe my tweets had some influence, but I for sure shouldn't be given all, hell, even most of the credit. I'm just happy the skin got into the game because of the reasons I said earlier. I liked the concept, and it would help bun hats. After Keprigun dropped, I immediately capitalized off the hype and kept tweeting about bun hats. The next 200-ish days, I pretty much just kept tweeting my daily tweets, memeing when possible, and utilizing the strategies I've previously discussed. There really weren't that many more developments indicating that, well, HiRez was interested in making bun hats. Or was there? Let's rewind a bit to December of 2021. As I said previously, I was a Smite Olympian for the years of 2020 and 2021. Every year, HiRez hosts special meetings to discuss the long-term health and the growth of Smite with the Olympians. One of these meetings involved directly talking to members of the Smite art team, or in other words, people that created Smite skins. We spent most of the meeting discussing non-bun hats things, as I just said, but at the very end, when everyone was saying their goodbyes, I thought it'd be an appropriate time to ask the members of the art team about bun hats. To my surprise, the speaker actually said he liked the concept. He said he thought it made sense and that it's an interesting take on the chef line of skins. I asked the developers if I could have permission to tweet that a member of the art team liked the concept, and they said that it was fine. Day 85. There's been another development for bun hats. I had the opportunity to speak with a member of the Smite art team in a Discord voice channel. Not only did he know about bun hats, he liked the idea. We have gained a powerful ally today. Do not give up hope. We will win. Now, I've spent a long time discussing strategies I've used to get the skin in the game, and there really isn't much else to talk about in that regard. We can now fast forward to August 12th, 2022, the day HiRez as a company publicly acknowledged bun hats. On August 12th, I received an email from HiRez. There were no words in this email, only the phrase, monkey emoji plus chef emoji equals baguette emoji. This mirrors some of my daily tweets where I also use these emojis. Needless to say, I almost shit myself, but there was also a video attached, and when I watched it, I pretty much did shit myself. I reached out to a few contacts at HiRez and they were silent on the email and only told me that I'm allowed to post the video to Twitter whenever I wanted to. To put it simply, the video was HiRez announcing bun hats' release in the 9.8 update. The video began by having Hunbats walk towards a baguette on a table. He lifts the baguette into the air and is transformed into something else. They didn't show the skin in its entirety, but what they did show closely resembles some of the concept art drawn for bun hats. I screenshotted the email and posted it for my daily tweet, and throughout the day I kept hyping up the video. I then went live to show my stream the video before posting it to Twitter. So, full story. I woke up this morning. I woke up this morning and I checked my email because I ordered a U-Haul to help move. I move tomorrow. I ordered a U-Haul. I was going to forward the confirmation email to my brother. And then I get an email from HiRez community team. In the email, there weren't any words. All the email said was this. Wrong screen. This is the only thing the email said. But there was a video attached to the email. And this is what the video was.
I am off to seek wisdom. Interesting thing that is. If I didn't have this special hat, it would be a chef.
That's the video, guys. That's what they sent me, bro. Oh my god, dude. I can't believe it. We need to. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna tweet the video. The timeline was once again in shock, with people in complete disbelief that the skin is actually being made. I initially said there was a tiny chance I'm being trolled by HiRez, but this anxiety was put to rest after developers commented or quote tweeted confirming its legitimacy. Similar to Keprigun's announcement, words just can't really describe the aftermath of the Bunhat's announcement. It was even more hectic than Keprigun's. Once again, you simply had to be there. The announcement is currently my most liked tweet of all time, and every tweet following the announcement got hundreds upon hundreds of likes. The same is true for others tweeting about Bunhat's following the announcement. Bunhat's was literally trending on Twitter. I'm not joking, it was that big. This announcement didn't come without its fair share of criticisms though that I'd like to address. Duke Sloth put it the best in one of his tweets, quote, "But very concerned about the precedent this sets for people spamming things they want over and over, expecting it to happen. Revert Persephone is about to get so much worse." This is, in my opinion, completely fair. Personally, I don't think I did anything wrong with making daily tweets about the skin. I didn't harass anybody. I didn't tag anyone in my tweets unless I asked for permission prior. Hell, I rarely even brought it up at official Olympian meetings. I simply used the insanity of tweeting every single day for almost a year to garner support and popularize the skin concept. That's the truth. But obviously there are others that will incorrectly view it differently. This is why I brought up the disclaimer at the beginning of this video. There's a right way and a wrong way to popularize a concept. I believe I did it the correct way, and I doubt anything similar involving daily tweets will happen again. I understand the concept of daily tweeting isn't an original idea, but I was the first person to implement it in the Smite community and achieve results. Just scrolling through Twitter, you can already see some campaigns starting because of my tweets, and that's completely fine, as long as you do it correctly. I just didn't recommend it because I cannot trust every single person that does it will do it correctly. In a similar vein, I was criticized because people believed that the method I used was brute forced, as in I essentially verbally beat HiRez into submission. I'm going to make myself very clear. This is an incorrect interpretation of my daily tweets. You are objectively incorrect if you think that I harassed HiRez until they did something that I wanted. I popularized a skin concept, and they made it due to its popularity. That generalized concept is not new at all. There are many examples of popular ideas that made it into Smite solely due to its popularity. I just happened to be the first person to popularize a concept through daily tweets. That being said, I still acknowledge that this could set a bad precedent, but that could also be said about any method of popularizing a concept, so I'm not going to blame myself for the action of others following the Bunhat's announcement. To conclude this video, I want to say that I am done crusading for anything I want in the game at the same level I did for Bunhat's. I am done with daily tweets. Forever. At the beginning of this video, I said this. My name is Black Eye, and in this video, I will tell you the story of how I almost single-handedly convinced HiRez to create a chef skin for Hunbats. This video took a few weeks to make, and I'm now realizing I don't think that sentence does the situation justice. Looking back, I did lead the crusade to get these skins into the game, but I also think that statement discredits everyone else that helped along the way. Bunhat's would not have happened if it wasn't for the constant stream of likes, retweets, concept art, memes, jokes, etc. This isn't my skin. This is the community's skin. Maybe I'm thinking too far into this, but I believe Bunhat's represents just that. The Smite community. We collectively willed this skin into existence out of nothing. There was constant support from day 1 all the way until day 332. If that doesn't represent the strength of the community, then I don't know what does. Thank you so much for everyone that supported me along this journey, and thank you for making it this far into the video. This has been Black Eye, and I'll see you in the next video.
I've seen a place so devoid of flavor. So looks like a job for their world-renowned bunheads to work his machine.
I was literally doubled over here at the world-renowned Bunhats. So you know what? It wouldn't be enough just to see it here. Let's go in game.
Oh, let's do it.
We're going in.
Oh, look at that.
Whoa! Look at him!
Oh, there he is.
Let's fucking go! Let's go! That's my baby!